Hi Hari.
Hi Ujjwal.
Last podcast we had was around, I think 5 years ago.
Yeah. We had the last podcast when you came down to our YCAM office. That is our very first office.
Yeah.
5 years back, and I still remember you were still in college that time, correct? Second year.
Second year.
And it's been a long journey.
It's been a long journey. After I think 4 to 5 years, we are sitting again with lot of updates, lot of changes.
Exactly.
What has happened all this time? Let's kind of discuss what has happened all this time.
Correct.
How our lives have been changed, how we are affected by the decisions we have made in life, and where we stand today.
So let's start off by just discussing what has worked for us. Okay. So I know you from the time you're 17. Correct?
Yeah.
And like first time I remember, like I met you when I came to a VAT college for a guest lecture or something.
Yes.
With the same with alumni students.
Yeah.
And I still remember like that particular point in time, and as compared to right now, something that has remained the same is the consistency. That is what Ujjwal is doing then is exactly what Ujjwal is doing now, and what I was doing then is kind of similar to what I'm doing now also. That is the consistency part. I personally feel that is what actually has helped us over the years. And if I'm not wrong, like the last video that we have done was basically about you kind of scaling up a 10 lakhs trading account to 50 lakhs.
Yeah.
And this was 5 years back.
This was 5 years back.
Yeah.
So guys, just to give you a recap. Started off in trading in college, met Hari in my first year, been guided with a lot of patience, lot of trust, lot of he's like a brother to me. An elder
Brother only.
brother only. He's like my elder brother. We are brothers and we have been working our ways off. And so last time we met, I was 17. When I was 18, we started off with a 10 lakh account. So started off with a 1 lakh account actually when I was 17. 18 it was a 10 lakh account. I scaled it up. 20 when we had that podcast, I was scaling up to 50 lakh.
Correct.
Now the 50 lakh has let's say 7 years down the line, 50 lakh has scaled up to 120 crores.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's like a multi-fold, growth, exponential growth.
It's a very long journey.
It's a very long journey.
And unlike any other podcast out here, we'll be more than happy to share the trading performance of both Ujjwal as well as mine over the years, what we have done, how we have scaled up, what has been the CAGR, all those things. So along with this video, if it is in YouTube, it will be there in the links given below, or if it is Instagram, maybe we'll put it in the comments so that you guys can verify. So there is no random talks over here, all absolute facts. Yeah. So now talking about the journey, like what all things have changed at that particular point in time, that was a very early stage for algos, correct?
Yes.
That was basically that specific period when APIs also were not so stable. Majority of the brokers were actually charging for API subscriptions. There was very less provision to test different strategies, back test that you had to. AMI broker was what was widely used. AMI broker was what was widely used, and you had to engage somebody to code an AFL for you.
AFL was so tough.
Yeah, AFL was so tough. You had to engage somebody to code an AFL for you. All those drama used to happen. So now, what do you think, like with respect to the advancements in technologies, just quickly tell about what are the kind of softwares that you're using, how do you manage your backtest, right now how do you manage the team, so Livelong also has come a long way, and right now, Ujjwal, Neeraj, they are the masterminds behind Livelong Delhi, handling the team, building our distribution network, everything. So just tell, like you as an individual trader, how you transition into entrepreneur.
So just to give you a recap, guys, I was the guy who used to, be thrown out of the classes, and especially remember in VIT we had something called OOPS, object-oriented programming, right? I used to be outside the class. The faculty used to send me. Also, I did not understand the coding things very well. So for me, AMI broker was one of the toughest challenge which I could have ever, come across, because to get into algos, the first thing you need is tech. And being there, so AMI broker was the only thing which you told. AFL coding was not something which was very familiar to me. So again, that put me a bit on the back foot, honestly speaking. But what I used to do, I used to be a guy I just sat down, manually went to charts, no ME broker, nothing, because I could not code. What I used to do, I used to give a lot of screen hours. So that time COVID pandemic and all scene happened. So second year I was back at home. So instead of using ME broker and all those things, what I did was simple. I used to take TradingView premium subscription on fake credit cards. I would order a credit card. I would go to my friends, fathers, mothers, sisters, brothers, and ask for credit card just to get a subscription of TradingView premium. And with the TradingView premium, what I used to do, scroll back on the chart. And while scrolling back, manually testing. I was almost, I think, for a year and a half, back testing mein, I gave almost 17 to 16 hours I used to spend on a daily basis on the charts. And that proved out to be, good. That proved out to be honestly good. So we used to go back, try a lot of various logic. So see, I was someone who was not exposed a lot to trading. Now on YouTube, on multiple platforms, there are a lot of resources you would get. That time the only resource I had was some books maybe, right? Some random guy's YouTube channel which I am following. I am going and testing. Lot of emotions coming into my head. Oh, backtest is going good, backtest is going bad, and all those things. What used to happen? I used to backtest on the charts, go to and then trade options based on the spot. Okay. So that was the biggest mistake I could have ever made. Now though I realize. But then what I used to do option buying and all. So it never worked. Even the backtest results were good. Option buying was not good. Got introduced to option selling. Selling, as we know, is, you are someone who is owning the casino. You're not someone who is betting in the casino, taking part in the betting of the casino. So once all we know is the house always makes money. I think this is one of the biggest learnings of options trading I ever had. The house always makes money. First thing. Second thing, people would tell me, I had a small capital that time. So people used to come, what people? I used to think myself and with my friends, see, if I have like 20,000 rupees, can I not make 10,000 in a day? Definitely. Why not 10? You can make even 10 lakhs in a day with 20,000 rupees on option buying. Now the thing is, yes, that is somewhere true, but consistency. It's not consistent at all. Okay. These things got clear to me, and my father told me a very, again I'll put it in quotes. It's a very great learning I have learned from him. That slow is the fastest way.
Okay.
He also, struggled a lot in life. Made good life he made out of what he had. So the only thing which he just told me, slow is the fastest way. Do everything, do it very slowly. Take your time, be patient and do. So yes, after that I got introduced to other softwares called StockMock, which was one of the most famous softwares back then. StockMock backtesting became easier, and now I can figure out where my mistakes were, because that time I was seeing the charts. Now I'm seeing StockMock.
You're looking at the data.
Yeah, now I'm getting into options data. So StockMock was one thing which I got to learn. Now, again gave a lot of screen hours, probably like 15 hours a day on StockMock, and just, I used to understand how the platform works. First 1-2 months, I'm just understanding how the platform is working. StockMock I got the strategy done. Then executed it via software called MyAlgoMate. Okay, it was a simple time-based straddle strangle, which used to be a very trending thing back then. This is around 2020. Okay, it used to be a very trending thing back then, the time-based straddles and strangles. So StockMock's journey went into algo test. By time it was 2021, algo test 2021-2022. I started using algo test. When again I learned the shortcomings of these web-based platforms, then I shifted to something called Backenzo. So Backenzo is something which is again a very
Stockso wala.
Yeah, Stockso. It's by Algobaba.
Algobaba, yeah.
So then again I upgraded myself, spent time. See, there was no one to teach. You have to learn a software. How do you expect? There are no resources online. I think today also, if you go and check, how to, backtest on backend. So only Alibaba would have posted some videos. That also very stock videos. But how do you decode and make a strategy? There's no video like it. You go sit, spend time, fail, learn yourself. That was the thing happened in Stockso. Stockso, I again upgraded myself. Sorry, Backenzo. Stockso is the execution bridge of Backenzo itself. So that happened Stockso pe. After Stockso, back to square one. Ami broker. Because now I have made some money and I have resources. I can easily get a guy who codes and I can ask him to execute whatever logics I wanted to. Now I got better results with Ami broker.
Because see, the best part about Ami broker, something that I love is like you can optimize. That is something that no other platform actually gives you to this kind of an extent. Python also you can do, but for someone who doesn't have that kind of a coding experience, I personally feel optimization functionality on Ami broker is like one of the best even today.
True.
Cool.
I think the suggestions the software gives is truly commendable. First, I mean the makers of the software, hats off to you guys. You did a very great job. Made trading easier for a lot of people.
Okay. For serious traders, yeah.
For serious traders. But next comes, back to again square one. Using a Python execution software now. And yes, I use Algomate services also. So my Algomate and Python, in-house Python softwares we have that I use for execution right now and backtesting. So that's how, tech has changed the game.
That's been the transition.
That has been the transition all this time. So Hari, I mean that's something about me and my trading journey out there. Wanted to ask, last time when we met, the first time when we met at your office, I think it was in Vaikam, right?
Yeah,
Vaikam, Kerala. So it was 2-3 room office, I remember, right? One AC, 3 rooms.
Yeah.
The lower ground floor and all were under construction.
Actually.
So how has been the journey after it? How has the team, how is the team now? How is your offices now? How has the revenue changed now for the company?
Yeah, too many changes. So to start off with, first time I met you, I was a single member team, correct?
Single member team.
Yeah. So the first time I met you, I was a single person company.
Yeah.
Then I think the second time though we met, that is the time when we were doing this last podcast, we were around 4 or 5 member team. So at the moment we are 130, almost 130 people team after 5 years right now. So the biggest breakthrough, if you ask, I got my SEBI license, which was 3 years back. So that basically gave us more authenticity in the industry. And that was also helpful for us to acquire a huge number of clients. So we started off with some other products. We have started off with some other product lines also in the financial markets domain. So that definitely has been a game changer. So looking down the line, right now in Kerala itself, we have 4 offices. In Kerala, we have 4 offices. And our headquarters is in Bangalore right now. That is the major transition that has taken place. Earlier, though, we were operating out of Kerala majorly. So then later on, 3 years back, we shifted our headquarters to Bangalore. So majority of our team sits and works in Bangalore at the moment. And then we have established our presence in Delhi with you. And we established a presence in Tamil Nadu. We have set up an office in Dubai also lately. So these are the changes that has happened, and now we are looking forward for other franchisees to expand pan-India. So those are the changes that happen on the business side. And in terms of product line, though, almost every single thing in the financial markets we do at the moment,
Okay, can you just tell me about the products currently you're offering?
Yeah. So speaking about the products, on the trading side, obviously we have advisory. We have our own small cases. Wealth management, so we are majorly doing through the algorithms that we develop, where we are also collaborating. And on top of this, we kind of actually have educational courses. Lately we have actually started B2B advisory for businesses, majorly people who are running jewelries and other businesses that use commodities as a raw materials. On top of all these things, currently we also have insurance, mutual funds, all these products, and we are looking forward to get started with lending activities also like really soon. And on top of all those things, our company has started investing into real estate, started with projects that is majorly on the agri side, plantation based projects, and yeah, much more. Too many things being lined up. Yeah.
I mean, 5 years ago, it was a single member team.
Not 5 years. 8 years ago, it was a single member.
Okay. 5 years ago, I think 4 people.
4 people, yeah.
5 years ago, 4 people team. 5 years down the line, it's like 130, 140 people got team.
Yeah.
Definitely, this would not have been easy.
Nothing is easy.
And you would not have been lucky also, I would say.
Yeah.
Moving your headquarters to Bangalore, which is again a very, very new city for you. Definitely, there would have been a lot of challenges you would have been facing. Yeah. So, just wanted to know what are the challenges, how did you manage it, and what are the challenges you face on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, sure. So the major difference was that like earlier when we were running the company out of Kerala, so we had a pretty much good comfort zone because most of us were staying at our home. So we seriously didn't have to take care of anything else. We just had to focus on work. Then so you're getting back to your home. Everything is like pretty much sorted. On the other hand side, like when you're actually shifting to a new city to set up your business, to grow, to expand, all those things, the major challenge is that now though it is not just about work, you have to take care of the other day-to-day things also. And as you know, like when you are coming to Bangalore is kind of pretty expensive. So managing or catching up with the expenses is definitely a challenge for someone who's just shifting to a new city. And on top of that, like you seriously don't know what are the sources for different day-to-day things. So all those things can be a little bit exhausting for someone who's first time coming to a new city. And all those challenges we also face. But the best part I could kind of actually say is that it was very easy to acquire talent. That is to kind of actually get new people to work for us, or let it kind of actually be with respect to hiring the right skill set, finding freshers, getting interns, or even getting new bunch of clients. All those things were like pretty much easier in Bangalore as compared to what we were facing in Kerala. Because in Kerala, though, we were majorly limited to only the clientele from Kerala or that particular location. On the other hand side, when we came to Bangalore, so Bangalore is kind of a hub. So we have people of all kinds of skill set that is actually present in the city, which definitely was a big advantage. And we didn't have any kind of restrictions with respect to working hours. So offices were always functional like 24/7 round the clock. And we never had any outages, any shortage of supply, something, which was definitely a boosting factor. So all those things also really matter. As in, sometimes we kind of actually feel that when we are in our hometown, everybody tends to stick within their comfort zone.
Yeah, true.
So they are not ready to push themselves.
Yeah.
On the other hand side, when you actually come and you kind of actually get into a new city, you have a lot of obstacles to face. And like by sorting out and working on those obstacles, like it basically changes your personality a lot. You learn to deal with new challenges day by day. So all those things definitely helps both on developing you as an individual as well as like on your career side too, I personally feel. Yeah.
I think I'll also like add up to this point. In the last 5 years, I've changed, I think, 2 to 3 cities.
Yeah.
Just for a reason, I don't want to stay in my hometown. It's more like a psychological thing. When you are in your comfort zone, you'll probably not push a lot. It's more like you in a new city is someone who is, who's very new. It's like you in a new city is someone who is trying to take care of your livelihood, finding struggles on a day-to-day basis. So on a purpose, I keep on changing cities also, because I don't want to be comfortable in one city. Once I'm in my comfort zone, that whole momentum fades away.
Got it.
So I think it's the same situation with you also.
I think that's the same situation with everybody out there.
Yeah.
So now, like you were with me in Bangalore, and you were also an integral part of the growth journey. I think when you joined the Bangalore team, we were some 40-member team or something, and you were with us till the time we scaled up from 40 to maybe 60, 70. Yeah. So now though you have started off with Livelong Delhi, So tell me, like, what are the plans? Like, how are you planning to expand further?
Okay. So live long at Delhi, it's something which it's like a family to me. We have started around, I think it's been 4-5 good months. And initially, I'll tell you, it is, the challenges which I face. See, trading is simple. I used to be a trader before this. I think trading would have been easier. It's easier than running a company. Okay. Let me just accept it. So what happened was we have started off in Delhi. The plans are very simple. We are here to win the market. We are someone who have a lot of products lined up. I think advisory courses, real estate, insurance, mutual fund distribution, a lot of other products as well. So, we are placed at a very good spot against our competitors. And the only thing we have to do is, in this city, we have to come and conquer the whole financial markets. Right? That is the whole idea which I have in mind. So, I think 6 months ago, we started off as a single-member team. I was along with Neeraj. So, actually, 2-member team. So now in 6 months, the team strength has increased. We are now a 10-11 member team. And definitely we are willing to, expand our businesses out here.
Nice. So for anyone who is watching this video, probably if you are from Delhi, you should definitely visit. I think Ujjwal can say the address better.
Just near to the metro station, you will find a CNG pump, filling pump, Indraprastha CNG, I believe. And then there's a building right behind it called Nextra, the address. We are located on 806 and 807.
So tell me, Ujjwal, many people out here, they have this particular assumption that if you are someone from the engineering background, it is very difficult for you to get into finance or the markets. So being an engineering student, how far has it helped you?
See, the time I applied for engineering, I'll tell you a very funny story, very dumb story also. So I have a cousin who was graduate from NIT Jamshedpur, truly doing good at this point of time in life. So he was the only closest engineer I knew back then when I was about to select the stream. So I just told him, this is the situation, can I go for engineering? He's like, okay, give the entrance exams and all those things. Okay, I just did it. Went to the counseling. Now it was time for me to choose the branch. This question I did not ask from him. Which branch to choose? Okay, major question. Looked at all the list of the branch, CSE, IT, Mech Core, Mech Automotive, lot of things. Just thought everything looks kind of same. Triple E is something which looks fascinating. E. Okay. I was like, Triple E is something, fascinating. Let's do Triple E. Okay. So just selected the branch and came out and just called him up. Bro, I've selected Triple E. He's like, that is the only thing you should have never selected. So, yeah, Triple E had been tough. It's kind of one of the toughest branches, Mech, Triple E, because these are ultra core branches of engineering. Now, engineering, it's not the engineering thing. See, what happened during the whole engineering journey was very interesting. I learned how to survive. It's like, you are supposed to submit an assignment at 11 in the night. 10 p.m. you have no clue how you are going to submit. 11 p.m. your assignment is ready. So basically, made me find out solutions, on a very real quick. So also I used to live in VIT hostels, one of the finest places to live, I would say, for experiencing what life is. So it was like 3 Idiots mein, there is this whole setup and all. It was almost the same thing. We struggling out to find our ways in life. Someone wants to do singing, someone wants to do dancing, someone wants to do that. But the whole idea is the VIT, the college gave a lot of exposure. Just to tell you guys, so let's say you were interested into chemical engineering. We had, I think, 11 or 12 electron microscopes just in our campus. Any college in India would not have that, I would say. The infrastructure it provides, it's immense. You want to, build cars, just go into the racing team. You want to build bikes, you go into the bike team, right?
Aeromechanics.
Rev Mechanics was there, Pravega Racing was there. Pravega and all that did very nice.
Yeah.
All sponsored by Volkswagen.
BMW.
BMW used to sponsor us.
Red Bull.
Red Bull sponsored us, yeah. So this is one thing which gave a horizon. See, I come from a city where all these things are not there. I could not have seen. Going into that college, I saw, okay, whatever I used to see on the television is happening right in front of me, and I have a chance to be a part of this. So that was one thing which played a crucial role, because exposure I got. We have one of the biggest fests in India, that is called Rivera.
Gravitas.
Gravitas is like, okay,
Tech Fest, yeah.
Tech Fest, it's boring. Rivera is something which for the first time and all, I was meeting all the superstars, seeing them. We spoke to the seniors and asked, backstage, can we just have a look how the stars are getting ready for the show, and also they like, come just see. So so overall that character development happened. Right, VIT is something, you would go and you'll have to walk at least 10 kilometers a day, right? 5 to 8 kilometers to minimum. And people used to keep cycles and all, but if you are taking cycles, so probably you cannot chit chat and walk, right? So the better option is just walk with friends. So it's like, that build a character in me. Wake up at 6, reach the class at 7, walk for the whole day in heat. Okay, go show up at every possible classes, because 75% attendance is a very strict thing in VIT, right? And basically, as a person, it somehow subconscious mind might put one thing: I have to show up every day. I have to be consistent every day. If I don't show up, I'll fail the semester. Can't afford to do that. So as a person, that's how it molded me. Again, engineering things, yes. Statistics was one thing which I loved. There's a famous book called G.S. Grewal. Do you remember the mathematics book?
I remember. I used to schedule PPTs.
Okay, PPTs. Okay, so G.S. Grewal and all were very good books. We used to solve this thick book in a semester, one subject. So we had to solve, otherwise we would fail in the exams. So that somehow, came back and pushed me. I have to do this. I'm somehow forced to do this. So that thing is one thing which I would thank my college for, from bottom of my heart. Gave me exposure, pushed me, throughout all this journey. And it's a very fun place to be in. Now, it's a strict campus, I would say. But now when you look back, it's one of the best experiences I ever had in my life. Beautiful days. Just a personal question, probably, which I never asked you. How was I as a student to you?
So it's a very, very good question. That is probably like in our courses, we have come across maybe more than 5,000 people who have taken up our courses. Or maybe even more than that. I don't know. I seriously don't know the count right now. But something that I can actually say is everyone who actually stuck to the game, who were really consistent, they made it, right? And something that I still remember about you is that you were really consistent in what you were doing from day one. And just like we spoke some time back, night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock also, like you were discussing with Aditya Singh on how you can improvise on the strategies, improvise on the systems. And that point in time, I personally feel like the community was also very supportive. Now, if you have a look at it from our community itself, we have a lot of amazing traders out there. Let it be Forex markets, let it be Indian markets. And now people who are associated with us also in the long term, they are all people who stuck to the game for the longer run. And I'm really proud that we have been able to interact with each other at an early stage where we could also spend more time with each other. So something that I regret right now is I'm not able to interact as much as I could actually interact with the other people in the earlier days. And I was also getting a lot to learn from minds like you and others out there. So that probably because of the other activities, everything that I myself am involved in, like I'm also have stepped back from that kind of interaction. But I'm so happy about how consistent you were and how much you were working on improvising the trading systems day by day?
I think as far as I remember, it took me 1.5 years to master just support and resistance. I think in 2020 also I came to your place, your office. I stayed there. I was still marking support and resistance, trying to just make it in the most perfect way possible.
Correct. I remember like that time I think you were having online classes.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. True. So how a beginner, someone who's just starting off, get into F&O market, derivatives, how, derivatives is something which is a very competitive area in our Indian stock market. What do you think about derivatives and how does someone get started with it?
So if you ask me, like if you're a beginner, I will never recommend for you to get started off with F&O because the price fluctuations are huge. But then if somebody wants to venture into F&O, at the present situations, I personally would recommend to get into rule-based trading because you have a lot of avenues to see what is the kind of returns you would have got in the past and what would be the maximum hit you would actually have to take if you have to pursue the system. So I would recommend anyone to start off in derivatives, understand all about derivatives first. Because now also, 5 years back also or now also, majority of the people still think buying a call option is option buying and buying a put option is option selling. That is still the mindset. So understand in and out about derivatives, how options premiums are priced. With the spot moving, how much does the underlying, how much does the options premium change? Understand how the decay varies across days and how you can basically create spreads rather than keeping fixed stop loss if you have a concern with constant stop losses or those in setting. So depending on the market direction, everyone should actually start off by understanding spreads. What is the purpose of different kind of spreads that you can implement? And then probably get started with rule-based trading depending on the market conditions. That is what I personally would recommend at this point in time because right now anyone can access all these things. Now we also have an in-house platform to execute all these algos and stuff, backtest. So since we have all these resources, better to kind of come into markets with a rule-based approach rather than a discretionary approach, I would say. And I won't encourage anybody to spend too much screen hours like manually trading anymore because that's too much draining, to be very honest. Yeah,
it's too much emotional as well.
Exactly, because anyone will actually take a long time to master the psychology part. On the other hand side, if you have a solid system and you know for a fact, okay, this is the maximum downside I can get, and as compared to the risk that I take, this is the potential returns that I can get. So if you can, from day one onwards, get into that structured approach, that's always the best choice. True. And this is in fact like the major reason majority of the retailers lose money because this is one industry where if you meet 100 people and if they're participating in the markets, every single person will actually say they're making money. But the truth is that nobody would be making money. But every single person will still say I'm making money from the markets. Why? Because we are not ready to accept that we are wrong. So that is one mindset that most people should actually change. They should focus on learning. They should focus on understanding where they are going wrong. So as a retailer, and the biggest challenge that individuals who come into individual level trading, they face is that many of them start off with this as a source of easy money. They think that this can be pursued as a hobby, just like singing or dancing, that they can do during their free time. And this is not something that works that way, right? Because if you want to make money out of it, you have to look at it as a serious profession. And that is definitely, so if you are a discretionary trader also, maybe that one day when you are busy with something else, that is when the market trends. And if you are a trend following trader, just because you skip that particular day, you miss out on the entire win that you would have made just because of the fact that you were not in front of the screen. So that is why I also personally encourage, or right now if you have a look at it, like Live Long as a company, let it be me or let it be you, we also have transitioned completely into rule-based trading purely because of this fact. And it's hardly just 5% of the trades that we run just manual. Correct. So this is a simple reason.
I think trading is one arena where making money is very easy but takes a lot of time.
Exactly. I'm not saying it's easy. Like for you to survive till that particular point in time, it needs the courage.
It's more like a test cricket thing. The team which survives for the first 2 days, there is a high chance that team will win the match. Right? The team which, let's say, bowls out in the first day or the first half itself of the match, definitely in your head that the team will probably not survive the match, or probably there is a chance the team will lose the match. Right? It's more like that consistency, staying there, showing up every day, right?
Yeah.
So Hari, one very interesting question. So there has been, I remember for me there were days where things did not go well on the technical part.
Okay.
What I mean is there were errors with the algo. I've lost around 1 crore 17 lakh on a very fine day, I remember.
Okay.
So it was just because of a technical glitch which was there in the system. So there are probably, I think it would have been with you also, that things go wrong here and there. I just wanted to know your biggest win, the biggest loss, and most important thing, how did you react after that?
Definitely. So it's a very interesting question. So my biggest win has been 2.32 crores, which happened this financial year only. That particular day Nifty fell down 4%. So that was my biggest win so far. That is 2.32 crores on an intraday basis. Now with respect to the biggest loss, it has been like somewhere around 64 lakh something. And this was because of a misexecution. That is, rather than shorting ICICI options, we ended up shorting ICICI Prudential call options, which was deep in the money. So after entering into that particular position, we had liquidity issues also. And we tried to square off initially. So there we lost a lot of money. Then we were not able to exit out. We had to hold on to the position for a long duration of time. So in fact, that was the biggest loss. So if you ask me, was that a strategy level loss or a system level loss? No. It was a loss because we had some problems in the script that we punched in. Some sort of a manual trade that happened, and that was the biggest.
I think that is the reason we trust more on machines than us.
Yeah, it's not just machines also. After that, we stopped doing stock options. So earlier we used to trade in stock options also. So post that, we completely stopped trading in stock options, and this was like around 2.5 years back. We completely stopped stock options because we started feeling okay.
So you mentioned that 2.3 CR gain in a day. How did you react to it? That is my simple question.
Okay.
What thoughts did you have inside you, and what thoughts did you choose to bring out?
Okay, so the thing is, like, with respect to reaction, there was not much of a big reaction because just like profits, losses are also there, right? So this is just a part of the game. So not much reactions as such, but this particular financial year we have been at a very good place. Reason being the fact that last financial year has been like pretty much amazing for both of us, all of us. And due to the same reason, we could actually take some extra risk on the overnight positions, which we generally don't do. Because we were capable of taking a overnight risk of around 4 to 5% from the profits that we built and from the cushion we were sitting on. And that paid off really well. And under such situations, let it be a big profit or let it be a big loss, what I personally have felt that we should focus on is, we should not take it personally. So that is, once you start taking your wins personally or once you start taking your loss personally, then this is a personal thing. This is no longer a profession. So start looking at it completely professionally. There could be times when you make big money. There could be times when you make losses also. But control your losses. Now don't be overhyped with the kind of profits that you made. Don't take extra exposure just because once or twice you got lucky with your bets. So this is something that I told my team also. We're not going to scale up on the risk or something. We're just going to go at the same pace. If some opportunities like this will come and we're sitting on some cushions, we'll take some extra exposure and we'll look into it.
Just to add on to the thing, I just have one thing in my mind always. I mean, yes, I also see a lot of MTM fluctuations right in front of me. I always keep this in mind, a quote basically. Let's say I make some very huge profits, I'll make some very huge losses. I just have this thing in my mind before I sleep, that this too shall pass. Profits, green days also will pass, there will be red days. Red days also will pass, there will be again green days. So this like helps me a lot, staying emotionally stable all the time, going through challenges. Because I mean, looking at us, looking at our work profession, it's kind of a place where you get paid to take stress. The more amount of stress you can take, the more you get paid. So I mean, meditation is also one thing which calms down the mind. And that is one thing I wanted to add on. So just wanted to ask Hari, I mean, right now in 2025, we hear a lot of people speaking about algos, random people here and there. What do you think about the penetration of algos in the retail industry and in stock market, and what do you think is the next future?
So I personally feel that this is the right market window for people to get into algo trading also. Let it be business or let it be on trading on an individual note. Simply because of the fact that we have stable APIs, we have a lot of access to data based upon which we can develop the trading systems if we are serious, we are ready to spend time. Because when it kind of comes to manual trading, we spend majority of our time in front of the screen analyzing the charts, punching the orders, correct? And that is another reason why many of the people are not able to hold on to the winning trades, and many people are actually not able to hold on to the losing trades also. Sorry, not able to encash on the winning trades with multiple risk rewards, because at the smallest of the profits they come out. Whereas when it kind of comes to a loss, they're not ready to accept the fact that their view has gone wrong and they hold on to the losing positions endlessly. Whereas right now, the advantage that retailers have is even with zero coding knowledge, there are ready to use platforms. Like we also have our own platform. So there are ready to use trading platforms where you can put in the logics with zero prior knowledge of coding. So for retailers to get started off with trading on algos, now you also are familiar that Liblong holds stake in FinTarget, which is Saket from Optionables trading platform. So with platforms like these coming up, we actually have an option to set up our strategies with zero prior coding experience. That is, you can just feed in the logics that you probably backtested on StockMock or anywhere and directly import these strategies straight away to the platform and automate it. Earlier though, we need to engage a coder, or we needed to engage a execution engine or take a third-party platform for all these things at higher cost. However, things have become more accessible, more affordable to everyone. And anyone who has a will to get into algo trading can definitely encash on it, right?
So Hari, nowadays, so I think there was a SEBI circular which said something about black box algos and white box algos. What do you think? What is your view on those algo platforms, those algo services?
Yeah, so just like all of you guys are familiar that SEBI has come out with a recent circular that permits algo trading for retail, which was earlier in a grey area. And they have classified it into two kinds of algos. One is white box algo and the other one is black box algo. So white box algo is basically the open algo codes out there where, for example, you want to do a straddle or you want to do a strangle of like 600 spread. So you can actually have some ready-made logics and you input the parameters and those logics are also visible to you. You can customize it as per your requirements, the number of lots that you want to trade, the spread, the width of the spread that you want to trade. Now, what kind of, if you want to go for a buy position or if you basically want to go for a short straddle or a long straddle or a long strangle or whatever it is, you can decide. You can make modifications on the existing info. Whereas with respect to black box algo, once again, these are closed algos where the logic is not actually disclosed to you. And as per SEBI's guidelines, it can be introduced by only a SEBI Registered Research Analyst. And you have to get prior exchange approval for the algos before the clients can actually run it. So with these new framework that is coming for algo trading in India, I personally feel this would keep away a lot of fake players from the markets. And this will become more or less a completely regulated domain for retailers also to participate in. Because now though we kind of actually see that there's a lot of scams that is happening in the name of algo trading. And something I just wanted to point out is never ever transfer your money to somebody else. This is the biggest scam that happens. That is, somebody will be like, I'll give you money, I'll double your money, triple your money. So today also if you check Telegram, there are hundreds of fake channels in our name, our company name, my personal name, your name also. In everyone who is associated in the market, there are a lot of fake channels. So they say that they're doing algo trading and they collect money from people saying that I'll trade on your behalf, and that itself is a scam. So never ever do this. So just understand there's a scam. Sometimes they'll ask you to deposit 1,000 rupees first and they'll give you 2,000. Then they'll ask you to deposit 50,000 and they'll no longer give you back. So I personally feel with the new regulations framework, all those things coming in, this would make algo trading a better place in India, like removing all the scamsters out of the market. That is what I personally feel.
How important do you think is the role of a mentor? So I'll tell you, just give me a comparison between a mentor versus YouTube videos.
Yeah. So it's very important in the markets because you need a structured learning approach. That's the first thing. And second thing is, you need to learn from somebody who himself is making money from the markets and who's not just selling you random courses. He should be able to practice what he is preaching. On top of all these things, if you are looking forward to learn from YouTube, the problem is that there's a lot of noise. You seriously don't know what works and what doesn't work. Whereas if you are getting assistance from somebody, the biggest advantage that you have is you have somebody to handhold you throughout your learning journey. And just because you take a mentorship doesn't mean you are successful, but at least the person will actually show you what is right, what is wrong, and what is realistic and what is unrealistic. Because now also if you have a look at YouTube, majority of the things that is being shown is like 100% scam, where people are actually just getting trapped into promises that will actually make them feel that they can get rich overnight, or they can actually get rich in a very short span of time. So having the right mentor, having the right mindset, having the right education is always going to help you bring down the learning curve, and this is definitely going to help you save a lot of money that you otherwise would actually lose testing out different YouTube strategies, because you seriously don't know what works and what doesn't work. And I would highly recommend that before you take up any mentorship or any course, you verify with your mentor what performance he has been able to do. So now when we speak about performance, now I'm not asking for the intraday screenshots. So nowadays, like I have seen people, like when you ask them like what have you been able to achieve, they'll show 1 day's profit or 2 days profit. They'll send you some 10 screenshots saying this much money I made in a week. That is not what we are asking for. A complete PnL statement. That is how much returns you have done in a financial year, in 2 years or in 3 years, and how consistent have you been with your performance.
I think a verified PnL would
Exactly, a verified PnL, your ledger report. This will actually verify whether this particular person is authentic or he's just some random person who's... And on YouTube, if you see, you can see hundreds of strategies. Now the same guy will be publishing some 1,000 strategies in 1 year.
Yeah.
So now why do you think you need 1,000 strategies? You don't need 1,000 strategies. You need just 2 or 3 systems that is non-complementary to each other, that actually can help you surf through all the different market conditions. So focus on what kind of a trader you are, what suits you the best, and then take it forward.
So Hari, just during the break which we had now, you were telling me something about goal-based mutual fund. Can you just tell the audience also so that they get a good idea about it?
So now the Livelong is soon coming out with a platform that will actually help you invest into our curated portfolios that is completely personalized upon your goals. So what happens over here is, all of us have this particular question whether should I be investing with a smaller amount, or should I actually wait till the time I have a 5 lakh rupees savings to get started off with investing. So this is the biggest dilemma that people face, because many times we are actually taken aback from investing because we feel that only with bigger investments we can make some significant returns out of it. So this particular product of ours will actually encourage users to invest systematically into the markets, similar to something like an SIP, but here though it could be on a daily basis or it could be on a alternative day basis. That will also help you track how much of your goal, like for example, you have a goal to purchase a G-Wagon. So you need to, I see G-Wagon and all these cars over here. So you want to purchase a G-Wagon or you want to buy the sports bike. So let's say you need a 2 lakh rupees to buy this bike. So what percentage of the 2 lakh rupees amount have you accomplished? And on a day-to-day basis, the app is basically going to motivate you to stick glued to your mission, that is to achieve this 2 lakh rupees by investing. And some common mistake that we have seen in people is that when they invest in the markets, maybe Ujjwal is having 2 goals. That is, one is to have a bike purchase and one is to basically travel the world. For traveling the world, you need a budget of maybe like 5 lakh rupees, but for the bike, you need 2 lakh. So you start investing for both the goals. Now, once you reach 2 lakh rupees, you pull out the funds and you buy the bike. Now, what about your goal of traveling the world? You left aside over there. You had to start from scratch. So rather than that, like what we are looking forward over here is, we'll put it up in a way that for each goal, you invest separately and you can track what percentage of the goal is being accomplished, and you can give priorities to your goals. Maybe for you, more priorities to travel the world, where you need a bigger amount. So more allocation would be given to that particular portfolio than the other portfolio. So we're working on a product like that, and hopefully it'll be released to the market and for the public in a span of like another 3 months. And which would focus on motivating you to invest and also helping you to track your investments and what percentage of your goals you have been able to accomplish.
So Hari, one last question right before wrapping
Okay.
up, which hits my mind all the time.
Yeah.
For someone who's new to the markets, probably spent like around a year or something, will definitely would be going through failures.
Correct.
Okay. What is the mindset he should keep? Now the second question is, how should he or she deal with that mindset?
Perfect. That's a very good question that you have asked. Okay. So many times we kind of actually say that we have to be consistent with whatever we are doing. So I just wanted to add one more point to it. You have to be consistent on the right track. So in terms of trading, also in business, okay, that is we see people putting in a lot of efforts. But if you are putting in efforts, your energy, you're working really hard also. However, your trajectory is not right, then it doesn't make sense. So let it be trading or let it be in business, anybody can become successful if you are on the right path, if you have the right acumen, if you have gathered the right skill set with time. But make it a point that if you are on the right track, that is today onwards for the next 5 years, if I try to fly, will I be able to fly? No. Because I'm a human being, not a bird. Correct? But on the other hand side, if I focus on my running, maybe I can actually pace up. If I have the right skill set, if I'm kind of actually working on my strength, if I'm working on the right nutrition, from training, that will help. So figure out for yourself whether you're on the right track or not. And that is actually the place where having a right mentor helps you. So be realistic with what you're doing. Make it a point that you're on the right track. And don't take anything too personal. Let it be your failures or let it be your success. Please don't take it personal. Because when you start taking personally, that is when your emotions are going to be deeply involved. So consider this to be a business or any other profession, just like being an engineer or a doctor. That's it.
We tried to deliver the best knowledge we could. I hope this was a very fruitful session for you, especially for new budding traders out there. Our verified PnL links are available in the description as well as our social media handles. So guys, recently we have opened up in Delhi as well. It's located in Mayur Vihar extension. The address of the office with the Google Map link would be right there in the description. Do visit our offices to get an experience on hands-on trading. We keep on hosting a lot of offline seminars where you get to learn about trading and have a hands-on first-person experience with the markets.
So thank you, Ujjwal. It was a great session interacting with you again after 5 years on a podcast. And just like Ujjwal said, we are present in Delhi hereafter, and all of you guys are most welcome to visit our office for any needs related to the financial markets. Let it be trading, let it be investments, let it be courses related to the market, let it be algos, mutual funds, and what not. So thank you, Ujjwal. See you soon again.
Not 5 years.